Hello students, today we are going to see the third part of the third chapter of Science 1, that is chemical reactions and equations. Today we are going to see how to balance the chemical equation. In 9th standard you have studied the chemical equations, and in first lecture I told you that how it forms the chemicals reaction. Now here H2SO4 means sulfuric acid is reacted with the sodium hydroxide means NaOH. So what it will form? You must know what it will form. So I am going to tell you the simple idea. Remember that hydrogen has a plus ions means positive ion, and the sulfate is a group. It has negative ions. Then it has two negative ions. Sodium again a positive ion, and hydroxide is a negative ion. I have written the plus one means its valency is 1. Sulfate has a valency minus 2. Sodium has a valency 1 and hydroxide has a valency 1. Then what will happen? That plus will go to the minus and this plus will come to the minus. So you will get, always remember, when the hydrogen react with the hydroxide, it always forms a water. Remember, if the hydrogen reacts with the hydroxide, it always forms a water. So here H2 plus OH, so it forms a H2. You have to write only the formula. Then what is remaining? Na and SO4. So sodium will react with sulfate. When the sodium will react sulfate, sodium has a valency 1 and then sulfate has a valency minus 2. So it comes to this side, so you will get Na2 and its valency goes to this one. SO4 is a group, so it is, we can write it at a 1, but 1 we cannot write it every time. So you will get the formula Na2SO4. So always remember how to form the compound here. This plus with this minus ion. This plus ion with this minus ion. If you know the valencies, then you will get easily the compounds. Now you have written the reactant here. These are the products and these are the reactant. You have written the reactant. But is that this is balanced? No, this is not balancing. So today I am going to tell you how to balance a chemical equation. It is very simple. First you have to make two columns. One is a reactant and another one is product. So you have to write the name of the elements on this side. Which are the elements? Hydrogen is there, sulfur is there, oxygen is there, and sodium is there. So I have started from the lowest one. Sodium has in reactant, these are the reactants, number of atoms are 1. Then oxygen, number of atoms, these are the 4 and this is 1. So it will be 5. Then hydrogen, here are the 2 and here is 1. So it has number of atoms 3. Then sulfur, see only one atom is there. So I have written 1. Now in product we have to write it on right hand side. See here the sodium are 2, then oxygen, these are the 4 and this is 1 which is 5. Then hydrogen, here the hydrogens are 2 and then which is remaining? Sulfur. This is sulfur and it has number of atoms 1. See I have written reactant and product, number of atoms and number of atoms. So here you will find that oxygen have same number of atoms. Then sulfur have same number of atoms. So which have remaining? One is a sodium and another one is hydrogen. In this one, you have to find out which have the lowest number of atoms. Sodium have less number of atoms is 1 and then hydrogen is 3. So I am going to balance it. First sodium. So see on both the side, on product side and reactant side. Here you will find that it is 2 and it is 1. So I am going to write it here the 2. So if I write the 2, what will happen? It changes oxygen and hydrogen. So hydrogen will be, here are the 2 hydrogens and here are 2 hydrogens. Now hydrogens will be 4. So here are only 2. So if I want to convert that will be 4. So I have to write it 2. Now if I write this 2, then with hydrogen oxygen will change. So how many oxygens are there? These are 4 and these are 2. So 4 plus 2, 6. Is that 6 are there? Yes. Here it is 4 and here these are 2. So it will be 6. Now see the chemical equation. It is totally balanced. Sodium 2. Sodium 2. Sulfur 1. Sulfur 1. Hydrogen 2 and 2 4. 2 2s are 4. And then oxygen 4 plus 2 6. 4 plus 2 will be 6. Let's see the reaction. Here is the balanced reaction. I have written here. See this one. The first step, the reaction. Second step, I have written the 2 here. So it will be balanced sodium. And next step, I have written the 2 here. So hydrogen will be balanced. Now see on the reactant and the products. Number of atom, sodium 2 and product 2. Oxygen, reactant 6 and the products 6. Hydrogen, number of atoms 4, in product number of atoms 4. Then sulfur, number of atom 1 and number of atom on both sides. So now here all the number of atoms are same. So therefore the chemical reaction is balanced. Okay. Now here we are going to see some examples. Now let's do some chemical reactions. Here I am going to tell you some chemical reaction. Copper sulfate, if reacted with the zinc, means if the copper sulfate aqueous solution is reacted with the zinc dust, what will happen? Can anyone tell me? Yes, I told you the idea. First, you have to separate the ions. Copper has a 2 plus. Why I have written 2 plus? Because its valency is 2 and the sulfate is 2 minus because its valency is 2 minus. And zinc, again its valency is 2 plus. So I told you that how it will form. The positive comes to the negative, but there is no negative. So this positive comes with this negative. So it will form zinc sulfate plus copper. Okay. Now it forms like this. So let's see. Is it correct or wrong? Yes, I am right. Copper sulfate, if reacted with the zinc dust, then zinc with reacted with the sulfate to form the zinc sulfate, and the copper will be displaced here. Okay. Now let's see the second one. Now you have to tell me. Okay. If the calcium carbonate, which is solid in form, if you heat it, then what will happen? Now let me tell you the one idea. If you found any compound which have the carbonate, means CO3. If the carbonate is there, then always remember it forms a carbon dioxide. So here I will get the carbon dioxide, which is the gases. Now if I remove the carbon dioxide, it means C will be removed and one O2 will be removed. So what will remain? One O will remove, one O will remain and Ca will remain. So I will get CaO plus CO2, means calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. See that? Am I right or wrong? Let's see. Yes, I am right. Because if you heated the calcium carbonate, then carbon dioxide will release and calcium oxide will form. Now let's see the third one. Okay. Now can you tell me about this one? What will happen here? Yes. Let me tell you again. The copper have 2 valency. Hydrogen have 1 valency. And nitrate have 1 valency. Okay? Now, what will happen? Tell me fast. Now, I am going to show you directly. Let's see. Yes. See this one? Copper is reacted to the nitrate. So, its valency is 2 and nitrate is a group. If it is a group, then its valency goes to this one. So I have written in bracket NO2. Cu NO3 2 means copper nitrate. And last time I told you that if it is a carbonate, carbon dioxide will form. If it is a nitrate, then nitrogen dioxide will be formed with the water. So now let's see the next one. See this one. What is this? AgNO3 means silver nitrate. It is in aqueous form. If it is reacted with the sodium chloride, which is again in aqueous form. Now you have to tell me. Yes, this have 1 valency. See that nitrate is a group. So it should be remain together. It has valency 1. Then sodium have valency 1 and chlorine have valence 1. I told you the chart in first lecture. See this. It has valency 1, it has valency 1, it has valency 1, it has 1. All have valency 1. So what will happen? Yes, the positive goes to the negative and this positive comes to this negative. So it will form silver chloride, means AgCl. And because all have valency 1, so it will remain as it is. NaNO3 means sodium nitrate. Let's see. Am I right or wrong? Yes, I am absolutely right. Why? Because Ag is reacted with the chlorine, means silver chloride, and sodium will react with nitrate, it forms a sodium nitrate in aqueous form. Okay, so do you understand all these reactions? Now let's see the another examples. Let's see the some equation number 5. Again, here the sodium hydroxide which is reacted with sulfuric acid. Now see, this is alkali and this is a acid. When an acid is reacted with the base, this is called a neutralization. It forms the salt with the water. Remember this point, you have studied in 9th standard. When the acid is reacted with the base, this reaction is called a neutralization reaction. Why? Because it forms a salt and water. Now can you tell what will it forms? Yes. The first ion is sodium, which has a valency 1. Hydroxide, it has a valency 1, but it is minus. Hydrogen, it is again positive. then sulfate, again it is 2 minus. I have written minus 2 because its valency is 2. Now this positive comes to the negative and this positive comes to this negative. I told you that if the hydrogen reacts with the hydroxide, what will it form? It forms a water. So here I am going to write the H2O. Then sodium will react with the sulfate. So its valency comes to the sodium. So it will be Na2. And then what you have to write it? SO4. But now the question arises, is that this equation is balanced or not? Here the sodium is 1, atom is 1. Here are the 2. So first we have to balance this. So I am going to balance it 2. So it will be sodium will be 2, sodium will be 2. I cannot write. Here I have written the 2 because of its valency, sulfate's valency is 2. That's why I have written here 2. I cannot write it here because it has number of atoms. So now sodium has 2, sodium has 2. Which will be changed now? Oxygen has 2 and 4, 6. Here I have written the 2, so it comes for the oxygen also and hydrogen also. The oxygens are 2 and here it is already 4. So 4 plus 2, 6. Is that oxygens are 6? No. Here are 4 and here is 1. So I have to write it here 2. Now see, the oxygen are 6, these are 4, these are 6, 2. So total will be 6. But it changes the hydrogen. Now hydrogen are 2 plus 2, 4. Is that hydrogen are 4? Yes. These are 2 and these are 2. Therefore it is 4. Now let's see, my answer is correct or wrong? See, I have written the reaction. Here I have written Na2SO4 and H2O. Here you have to write the balanced chemical equation. Now see, it is a balanced chemical equation. Now let's see the second part. Let's see the next example. Nitrogen gas is reacted with the hydrogen. You know it well. If the nitrogen is reacted with the hydrogen, it forms a ammonia. It is very simple that I have written nitrogen plus hydrogen. But here you have to write the balance equation. Here you will get it NH3. But it is not balanced. So how can we balance? Nitrogen is a gas and hydrogen is a gas. So you have to write it 2, 2. So if you want to balance this, now you have to write it the nitrogen 2. But it will changes the hydrogens. So the hydrogens will be 6. 2 into 3, 6. So I have written the 3 here. So it will be balanced. Hydrogen 6. Now the reaction is totally balanced. Now let's see the next one. Sulfur dioxide with the hydrogen sulfide. Now see, the sulfur is double and hydrogen and oxygen. What way it will form? Let's see. It forms, I told you already the idea. Hydrogen with oxygen means it forms water, and sulfur remains, it means sulfur will be there. So the reaction is SO2 plus H2S. If reacted with this one, to H plus O2, it forms a water and the sulfur will be there. But see, I have written here the 2 because if I written the 2, the it will be converted into 4. It is 4. And if I write it 2 here, then sulfur will be 2. These are the 2 sulfurs and this is 1. So total atoms are 3. So I have written here 3. So it will be now balanced chemical equation. Now let's see the next one. What is this? Silver. And this is hydrochloric acid. So you know it well. Silver will have a positive 1 valency. This is fluorine, this is minus. Hydrogen have a positive. So it will come to this side, and what will happen? It forms AgCl plus H2, means H2 hydrogen is a gas. So it will be released. But here I have written the 2 because it is gas. But here the number of atoms are 1. So I am going to write it here 2. Yes or no? Yes. The hydrogen will be balanced. But these 2 changes the number of atoms of chlorine. So it will be 2. So here I cannot write it 2 here. I have to write it 2 here. Yes. Now chlorine are 2. But it changes silver. So I have to write it 2 here. So now let's see. Is that my answer is correct? Yes. My answer is correct. It forms the silver chloride and hydrogen gas. Now let's see the next one. NH3 means ammonia gas. Again the hydrochloric acid. What it will form? NH3 is a group, ammonia, and this is minus and this is plus. So you will get NH4Cl. Okay, and then hydrogen NH4Cl. Is that all the chemical? Is that the reactants and the products are balanced? See, nitrogen is 1, nitrogen is 1, hydrogen 3 and 1, 4, and chlorine is 1. Yes, this reaction is balanced. Let's see my answer. Yes, NH4Cl is balanced. So today you have studied how to get the products and how to balance the chemical equation. For your study, I am going to give you some homework. Can you solve these chemical reactions? Yes, these are some chemical reactions for you. You have to solve it. I have given the answer. So please pause the video and watch it again and again so you will understand better.